White Sox. Ain't there something else? I said, shout it.
Yeah, at least they won. They're in Cleveland now, right? Sunday night, 9 o'clock, the Mike North Show. You can hear him with Steve Cochran Friday afternoons at 5:50. Our visit brought to you by Altoff Industries, Residential Heating and Cooling. Mike, good morning. How are you?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're doing well. We were talking about Ozzy with our friend from Miami. Do you think he can survive?
Well, can he survive? Yeah. Will he survive? That's tough. I mean, they built a stadium right in the Cuban area there. Yeah. You have a lot of older generation people who basically will link Castro's name to Hitler. I mean, you got to look at it that way. If Ozzie Guillen was the manager of the Israeli baseball team, and he started saying what a great guy the president of Iran is, okay, that's the same effect that's going on down in South Florida. I said that he wouldn't last 2 years without Reinsdorf because Reinsdorf and the White Sox more than once saved him. Did the appropriate things, sent him to classes and stuff like that. But I don't know how you survive this. I mean, he's saying now he doesn't regret what he says. He just regrets that he hurt people's feelings. So you don't have a problem with what you said. It's just that you hurt people's feelings. So he stepped on himself. And now you're going to have a press conference where Ari Fleischer would be challenged with activist groups that are going to be talking to Ozzie Guillen today. He says he's going to take all questions. I got to believe it's going to be a debacle. And if the Miami Marlins, who've been wanting the Cuban people to invest in their product for a long time, and they need the Cuban people to invest in it, they have a tough decision to make today. That being said, Bud Selig's gone to ball games with Fidel Castro. So he has sat next to Fidel Castro at
the
exhibition
Pope just
games.
met with Fidel Castro.
Huh?
The Pope just met with Fidel Castro.
Right, but the Pope didn't say Fidel Castro was a great guy to a Cuban audience.
That's true. Well, what do you think Ozzie Guillen's going to say today, Mike?
Well, I think that he's going to be contrite like he always is. You live by the sword, die by the sword, but I would ask everybody this. If it's an anchor person, if it's a radio broadcaster, it's somebody that works in government, and they say in Miami that Fidel Castro's a great guy, they're gone by noon.
Oh, yeah.
They're gone by noon. So what makes a guy, and I heard the gentleman, First Amendment doesn't mean a damn thing. If you've been watching the papers in this politically correct society, but this isn't even border on politically correct. This was plain stupid. First Amendment rights mean nothing when you work for a public entity like the Miami Marlins.
Now, is Ozzie Guillen still tweeting as much as he was tweeting when he was manager here of the White Sox?
No. He's not.
They take that tool away from him?
No, yeah. His son still got the tweet account, and his son also was a problem. But you know what? The White Sox went the other way because they just couldn't take it anymore. Ozzie Guillen was sooner or later going to do something that they just couldn't cover up. He's a loose cannon that basically went down there, doesn't know the environment.
He has a house there. I mean, he knows that it's run by Cuban Americans.
Well, here's another thing. If you didn't know him, and you see the Venezuelan flag around him when he won the World Series, and you see him talk about Chavez and Castro, you think he's a socialist and a leftist. That's what you think automatically, and that's a problem down there. That's a huge problem down there, a massive problem down there. That community, Miami, is Cuba. Is little Cuba. So you couldn't have said this, and I heard John say it, and he's right. Out here, say, well, if you had a stadium in a Jewish area, and you're talking about Hitler being a great guy, how long does that manager last?
All right, so Rob Ventura, let's say he has a horrible first couple months, 3 months here. Ozzie gets bounced, we bring him back, right?
No,
that will never happen.
Never.
That will never happen.
I read that Sun-Times article where he said he'd come back only if Kenny Williams was gone.
Yeah, like somebody
want him?
It would never happen. He's burnt his bridges here with the White Sox. I think the statement that they kept Kenny over him, I mean, he was great for the White Sox organization. He won a World Series, but what he did yesterday, and I knew with the Masters that this would happen today. You had the weekend. You had to talk about Bubba Watson. There was other things to talk about. I knew today, especially by him saying, I'll fly to Miami, just do a little impromptu press conference, do a song and dance, and get back there. I don't know what's going to happen today, but the Marlins management, it doesn't mean anything today. It's what's going to mean for this organization a year, 2 years, 3 years. If you keep Ozzie Guillen, those feelings will not go away, especially by the older generation Cubans.
Mike, thanks for the insight. Appreciate it as always. We'll listen on Sunday night, 9 o'clock.
Take care.
Mike North, AM 560.
I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.